In a world where everything had a purpose, there was a great river named Kyle. Kyle was the heart of the valley, a strong and magnificent waterway that carried sparkling mountain water to the sea. The animals drank from his banks, the trees soaked up his moisture, and the little fish found their way from one end of the world to the other by following his steady current. Kyle was very proud of his purpose, but one day a whisper from the wind carried a new idea to him. The wind told him of a mighty ocean, where water was limitless and powerful, a place where rivers were no longer needed. The wind said, "Why carry water for others? Why not hold it all for yourself and be as grand as the ocean?" Kyle started to think. He saw a puddle reflecting the sky and wondered, "Why can't I be still and clear, a mirror to the heavens?" He saw a small pond and thought, "Why must I always rush forward? I could be a tranquil oasis." Filled with these new ideas, Kale began to slow his flow. He held back his waters, no longer letting them rush to the sea. He tried to be a still, clear lake, but the water that had once been so clean began to grow murky. Algae bloomed on his surface, and the animals who used to drink from him had to find other sources. He tried to be a grand, sprawling ocean, but his banks couldn't hold the pressure. The water pushed against the earth, flooding the forests and washing away the homes of the river otters and beavers. The once lush meadows became soggy marshes, and the vibrant life around him started to wither. Kyle, now a chaotic mess of stagnant pools and destructive floods, felt terrible. His waters were no longer clear, and his purpose was lost. He heard the cries of the thirsty animals and saw the sadness in the eyes of the drooping willow trees. He had tried to be something he wasn't, and in doing so, he had forgotten what made him special in the first place. A wise old turtle, who had lived on his banks for centuries, slowly made his way to a muddy puddle that was once a clear stream. "Kyle," the turtle said softly, "you have been trying so hard to be everything at once. An ocean, a lake, a pond. But you are a river. Your strength is not in holding back, but in letting go. Your purpose is not to be still, but to flow." Cal listened. The turtle's words were simple but powerful. He remembered the feeling of the stones and pebbles on his bed, the rhythm of his current, the joy of carrying life from the mountains to the sea. He realized his value wasn't in being like something else, but in embracing his true nature. Taking a deep breath, Cal let go. He released the water he had been holding back. The torrent was strong at first, washing away the mud and the stagnant water. As he returned to his natural rhythm, his waters began to clear. The fish returned, the animals drank from his now clean banks, and the trees once again stood tall and green. Kyle, the river who had forgotten how to flow, was a river again. He understood now that his greatest strength was not in imitation, but in authenticity. His true power wasn't in being still or grand, but in his unwavering forward motion, connecting all parts of the world with his unique, steady current. The story of Kale reminds us that each of us has a natural flow, a unique purpose that brings value to the world. Trying to be someone else only leads to chaos and stagnation. When you embrace who you are and what you do best, you find your true strength and purpose.